Hey everybody, Doug Kenny here, and I'm pleased and honored and humbled to begin the next Mount Brumby Sanctuary panel discussion. But before we get to that, I have to put on the appropriate headwear.
Yeah, that's the better one.
Yep, it's appropriate for a cowboy. Yep. So how are you guys doing?
Hey, good, thanks. How are you, Doug?
Thank you for asking. We're well. Yeah. Sticking together.
How you doing, Gabby?
How are you, Gabby?
I'm okay. I have a little bit of an ear infection, but I'm getting there, and we still continue to fight for the Brumbies and save many as we can. So this is one of our last ones here. He's only 1.5 years old. His name is Monty. He's with us now, I think, about 2 months. He got already gelded, and handled very well, so he's really good.
That's pretty cool. He looks very, very majestic. I'll put it that way.
He's very handsome.
Amazing,
Yeah, beautiful creature. So, what was he doing before he came to the sanctuary?
He was wild, running wild. 2 months ago, he was wild. I need to let him go.
Yeah, that's okay. The others are running around.
Yeah. Okay. Go.
Wants to, go off and play. Look at him.
He's missing the other one.
Yeah.
He wants to eat more grass than the calf here.
No problem. He's a very beautiful creature. And so we're here, everybody, to discuss how we can save these Brumbies from being exterminated for really no reason when there's other options we can do to save them, like rehoming them or even, just finding a better place for them where they can roam around and be free. So, Gabby, can you give us an explanation of why you don't think the Brumbies should be killed?
Well, I know they need to control the number in the bush, but there are other options than just to shoot them and kill them really in a brutal way, So there are rehomers. So we would try to save many as possible. And they still can run a lot for free, because they're already over 200 years and they're very strong. And they don't do that much damage, what they always say, So they blame the Brumbies for everything, because they're big to see. They don't blame the deer, the wild pigs who do damages. They don't know, actually, they don't blame humans, actually, who mismanage everything up there, And so it's mismanagement, We have fungus in there. They have a lot of, the weeds in there, So what grows, like Patterson curse in Burma and things like that. So the management, they don't take care about these things, but they want to get rid definitely about all of our Brumbies. So I can't understand really why, because beautiful creatures, they have feelings, and they're actually so understanding. And if you gain their trust, they're so amazing. They're just really good horses, and we have already 2, they already broken in, and they used now for therapy horses for mental people, and this is very good, and that's what you can do with Brumbies, you just need to handle them, gain their trust, and also, you can, there's something what you do in the United States, the Vertilize program, where they actually with darts inject the mares some contraception so they don't get pregnant. I don't know why they can't do that here as well. Also to reduce the numbers. Or I don't know, I don't understand why they suddenly want to get rid of all of them. So we're starting now actually to be more united with New South Wales, South Australia, Western Australia joined. So to have a bigger voice, maybe then the government takes some notice of us, because they just don't care. We have Lily Ambrosius, who is our environmental minister. So she organized that all, that they get rid of all Brumbies and shoot them. And for 2 years, we're trying to talk to her, and she just doesn't, but she was yesterday, I saw her on TV. I said, oh my God, but how can't she even talk to us and see the real thing? The real thing is, we live in the country And the city people, they do all the decisions for us. And that's not on. They don't know even what's going on in the country. So I'm not sure if Lily Ambrose actually been to one of the sanctuaries, looked, or the Rehomas looked at Brumbies, what you can do. I bet she never did that, you know? So I'm happy if she would come here and see actually that Brumbies are not that bad, you know? But I doubt it that she ever will do that.
I see what you mean. So what are your hopes for the futures of the Brumbies? Like, think you could provide us some, ways that we could work on saving them, or even other alternative ideas you have?
Yes, there is some, and they just need to work with the Rehomas together, to reduce the numbers and have still some living free, So, there are a lot of Rehomas who actually got knocked back from Victoria from parks. I mean, we thankfully got approved, but that took over 2 months really in the background, to get to that stage. And I think there are only 3 or so approved, so which is not really a lot. So they knocked them all back because of our mayor's just running up there. So they knocked everyone back because of welfare for the horses that they deliver, because they don't have a depot like Newport Vales have. So they deliver the horses. So when they get trapped, they get them in a truck and take them straight to the Rehoma. And so they don't want them to be longer than 5 hours on the transport. And because it's hilly, they need to take them out of the mountains. So we are maybe half an hour, 40 minutes too far, first. So they rather would shoot them than have them an hour longer or half an hour longer transported. But we worked around that, so we approved, so all good. But I don't understand that, why there are not so many Rehomas back,
One of my options I would prefer, if it were my choice on how to handle the Brumby situation, I would suggest rehoming them to another country that would be willing to take them off our hands in a way that's ethical. Like if you gave some Brumbies to America, I'm sure that with American laws we have, we would let them roam around and protect them,
The same problems with the Mustangs.
BLM.
You have the same
They're
problem
not doing the right thing by the American Mustangs
as well.
Yeah, there are some areas to improve on, but that's the beauty of like national parks, which are supposed to not only protect the land but also the creatures,
And even if you transport them to another country, look, they've been wild. They can't go on a boat and whatever on a ship, and it's too much for them. You can't do that. And if you really handle them that well, that you can put them in a plane, it's about money as well, it's too expensive. At the same time, you can save hundreds more, So I think,
money, cost.
Yeah. So I don't think to get them in another country is an option. The other option is if another country supports us, they can put donations in to Rehomas. They can write letter to the government. They can go on social media and say how wrong it is. So I do that the same for the Mustangs in America. So that would help. To have less awareness, to wake people up what's really going on with wild horses. Other countries they let them out free, like Portugal let them out free. In Iceland they have running free. In
Mongolia.
England, Mongolia, they actually
Bosnia.
Yeah, they actually let them out again to look after the environment. We have so many bushfires always in summertime when it's hot. And I'm just really worried about what happens if there are no Brumbies in the mountains, in the high hill country live, who actually graze the grass down. In the early days, they had cattle. They're not allowed to have cattle anymore. So now the Brumbies, what's next? So what the city people want to get rid of what's in the country, what's actually good and what's there for a long time. So I don't understand.
Our government's reasons too with the culling of the Australian Brumbies, our Australian iconic wild horse, is so wrong, because the Brumbies are continuously being blamed for destruction of our national parks when it's actually the humans
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
all human.
exactly.
destroying the park, whether it be with infrastructure of building of the Snowy Hydro in Kosciuszko. They've turned the national park into a literal, it's a car park and it's a construction zone. Me and Gabby have been in the Kosciuszko National Park a few times for many days. We've been with the herds. We've seen no destruction. They walk the same tracks. They drink from the same water holes. They have for 200 years.
So let me get this straight. The Brumbies are being made the scapegoat for humans' wrongdoings?